Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we're going to go over how to undo a commit. So I have this folder here called My Project, and I will open a new Git Bash window inside of it. Now, notice how I've already initialized Git inside this folder. So we can go ahead and start using our Git commands. I'll type in Git Status just to show everybody that we don't have any changes that are pending. But we do need a couple of commits, so I'll go ahead and create this file called my code. And we'll use that as our first commit. So if I do git status, you'll see that the changes are in the working directory. We'll go ahead and add them to the staging area. We see them in the staging area. We'll go ahead and create our first commit. And I'll use the words first commit as my commit message. All right, so I did that. Okay, if I do git log, you'll see that we have our first commit. Okay, we need a couple more commits, so let's go ahead and just add the word hello to the file, and I'll save it. Okay, if I do git status, see the changes are there in the working directory, so go ahead and add them to the staging area. And we see them in the staging area, so we'll go ahead and create the commit. So I'll use the words second commit as my commit message. There we go, we have two commits. Okay, and let's go ahead and just do one more here. So we'll do hello everybody. Okay, we'll save it. All right, now we have those changes in the working directory. We'll go ahead and add them to the staging area. We see them in the staging area. So now we'll create our third commit. If I do git log, you'll see that we have our 3 commits here. Okay, everything looks good. First commit was creating the file. Second commit was adding hello. And third commit was adding everybody. Okay. All right, so big question is, how do we undo a commit? So let's say I wanted to undo this third commit, which is basically, uh, you know, the addition of this everybody text on here. So how do I undo that? All right, so what we need to understand is that in the Git flow, right, there's a process where we make our change and then we move it over from the working directory to the staging area, and then from the staging area we create our commit, right? So we have all these steps. So to undo a commit, we're basically working backwards. So once we undo a commit, those changes are sort of floating around, right? And we can have those changes go back to the staging area, or we can have them go back to the working directory, or we can get rid of them altogether. All right, so let's go ahead and do it step by step. Like let's work backwards step by step. So I'll go ahead and undo this third commit. We do that by typing in git reset. Okay, and then remember, once I do git reset, those changes are going to be floating around. So we need to specify where exactly we want those changes to be. Let's go ahead and just say that we want those changes back into the staging area. So for that, we type in --soft, okay? And then here, we need to specify how far back of a commit we want to undo. So as you can see here, head is pointing to this third commit. We'll get into the head and how it points to different branches later on in a later video. But just know that this here, where we specify head, right here, head squiggle 1, this is how far back of a commit we want to undo. So we'll do head squiggle 1 to undo the third commit. Okay? So we do git reset --soft head squiggle 1. It'll undo the commit, and those changes are basically going to go back to the staging area. So we'll do enter, and then we do git status. Okay, and you'll see that that change is now in the staging area. If we open our file, the change is still going to be there, right? Because the change is still around. Okay. Now, if we want to basically grab this change and bring it back to the working directory, we would do git reset and then dash dash mixed. Okay, and we don't have to specify, we don't have to do head squiggle 1 because we're not specifying a commit anymore, right? We've already specified the commit that we wanted to undo up here, okay? So we just do git reset dash dash mixed. One way to remember is M for middle, M for mixed, right? We're sort of in the middle of the git flow steps. So we press enter. It says here unstaged changes after reset. If we do git status, you'll see that those changes are now in the working directory. And if we go back here to this file, of course, it's still going to say everybody, right? Because the changes are still around. Okay. Now, if we want to get rid of that change from the working directory, okay, we'd be getting rid of that change altogether. To do that, we do git reset dash dash hard. Okay. We press enter and we do git status. You'll see that the working directory, everything is clean. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering, why do you still have, why does it still say everybody? The reason for that is because we need to refresh the file. So basically, if we just close it and open it again, you'll see that that change is no longer there. So if we do git log, we now only have 2 commits. We completely got rid of the third one. Okay. All right, so that's how to do it step by step. Here's another way of undoing commits. And basically it's if, this is a perfect way if you want to, if you don't want to do everything step by step, and if you just want to like undo a commit and have those changes go all the way back to the working directory, or if you just want to get rid of them altogether all at once. So let me show you how that works. So we know that the second commit is basically this, right? We added the word hello, and then we, created a commit. That was this here. So if I were to type in git reset dash dash soft head tilde 1, we know that it'll basically undo this second commit, right? And then those changes will be moved back to the staging area. That's what this does, right? Okay. If we were to instead do git reset dash dash mixed, but also include this head tilde 1, it's basically undoing this commit, right? And again, those changes will be floating around, but instead of moving them to the staging area, which is what dash dash soft does, it'll move them all the way to the working directory. Okay, so let me just show you. So if I do that, I do git status, you see those changes are there, right? Okay, so let me get these changes back into the staging area. And then let me, just to show you, we only have one commit here, right? So I'm going to basically create that second commit again because I want to go over the other example. Okay, so we have 2 commits again. All right. So like I said, git reset dash dash soft, and then you specify the commit. That'll move the changes over to the staging area. If you do dash dash mixed, it'll move them over to the working directory. And then you probably guessed that if I were to do dash dash hard, it'll basically grab the commit, or it'll undo the commit, and those changes will be wiped away, so deleted, right? So if I do git reset dash dash hard, head tilde 1, press enter, you'll see that the working directory and everything is clean now. And we still see the change here, right? But that's because we need to refresh the file. So close it, we open it, you'll see that it's no longer there. Okay. All right, so you can really just play around with these commands a little bit and use them any way you want. It could be very helpful. You don't always want to undo everything from a commit. It could be that sometimes you just want to move those changes to the staging area so that you can include more stuff in that commit. And then one more thing I wanted to show everybody was this right here. You'll see that it says first commit, right? So we only have one commit. The first commit is very different, but it's also very important because it basically creates a base. It creates like a foundation for your project. And so you can't really get rid of it, because if you get rid of it, there really isn't a project. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I were to do git reset dash dash hard and then head squiggle 1, right? So this would basically get rid of this altogether, right? Which would mean getting rid of this file. So if I press enter, you'll see that I get an error, okay? And basically you get this error because you want to get rid of your first and only commit on here. Okay, and so you can't really do that because once you get rid of that, you basically don't have a project here to keep track of. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you do see this error, then it's most likely because you're trying to get rid of your first and only commit on there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it was very helpful, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.